Hello again. I'm trying to get on and do more videos, and I didn't do my makeup for church today, but I am meeting my husband's new boss and some of his coworkers tonight. So I thought I'm going to take this opportunity to do a kind of a get ready with me kind of video. Um, I'll just go from start to finish. I won't pause the video. I'll just keep going from start to finish. So face is prepped as far as like washed, moisturized. So I'm going to go in with my primer. And my primer that I use is, because I live on a budget, I use the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. I use it because it is oil-free and it's pore minimizing. I do have very large pores in this area, and that's my T-zone is where I apply this. I don't apply it over my entire face because I don't feel that I need it over my entire face. I have not found that it does anything for me when I apply it all over. So I just keep it to the T-zone. That's where I notice where it really works well. But I do highly recommend a primer, especially for those of us that have problems with oily skin, with foundation causing excess oil, as well as large pores, because there's products out there that helps minimize all that. So once I do that, the foundation that I've been using lately is the Infallible Total Coverage by L'Oreal. I have not tested to see if it's 24-hour, but it says it's full coverage, weightless feel. I would say that this is medium coverage. I don't believe that it's full coverage, but I'm not one that is like, it's only special occasions, certain events that I would want full on full coverage. So the coverage that I actually really like the coverage of this foundation. I do find that it does last a long time. I just don't know if it lasts 24 hours like it says. And then of course I apply with a damp sponge. I haven't used a foundation brush in years. And it's funny because I remember when I went from using my fingers to apply foundation to those little square, odd-shaped beauty sponges that are really just junk, if you ask me. They're good enough for certain applications, but not for foundation, I believe. And once I got turned on to foundation brushes, I used those for the longest time, and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, the application is so much better. And then once I started using this type of sponge, I was like, why did I ever use a foundation brush? Because I could totally see the difference. Foundation brushes leave streaks. I don't get that with this beauty sponge. But I have not tried those newer brushes that are on the market. I'm used to using those old flat beauty foundation brushes like this, the flat head. I've not used the more fluffier foundation brushes. So I suppose what I should do is try one of those and see if I like it any better than the old foundation brush. Who knows? It takes me a while to try new things because I'm someone that I tend to stick with what I like, because I'm the type of person that believes in if it's not broke, don't fix it. But at the same time, with me getting into doing makeup artistry, I know that I have to be on top of new trends and best products and such like that, because it will help with application, because everybody has different skin. I mean, it's highly possible that I could come across a client that foundation would apply better on their skin than a sponge, or it could very well be that someone just doesn't like the feel of the sponge. Who knows? So I can't really just say not gonna happen. I gotta be open to stuff like that. So someday I'll probably get around to getting one of those brushes and trying it out. All right, so then once I just had a text come in, so it made me stop. Anyways, so I'll use this and get the brows in place, and then I'll use the brow pencil. The first thing I do is I start with my bottom line. I get that in place, and I always start from the inner corner of the brow, and I follow right along the edge all the way out, and I do bring it out a little bit. I do lengthen my brow. And then for the top, I start probably like 3/4 of the way just on the inside of the arch, and then I take it out to the tail. I don't line the entire upper part because I don't want it to look boxy. And then I just start lightly filling it in from the tail in to about quarter way. I'm a little bit heavier handed in the tail than I am in the front here, because I don't want it to look really super heavy in the front. And plus, the other thing what I do is once I get it filled in a little bit, I'll take my brush and then I'll kind of brush it out a bit, and what that does is it helps spread the product out. That way I still get my fill, but I try to keep it as natural looking as possible. I remember when I first started doing my eyebrows, you can tell I was an amateur. It's been probably a little over 3 years since I first started doing my eyebrows. I look back at pictures at that time when I first started doing my eyebrows compared to now, and I just think, holy goodness. Like, I was very heavy-handed on my brows at that time, and at that time I thought they looked good. So it's very interesting to see how I do with my makeup over time. And it was something I was just thinking about just the other day, that I remember years ago, I've always been interested in makeup and fashion, but I've never been, like, I don't know, really good at it until the last few years. I've really started to get into it and really start to play with it and practice. And I started watching YouTube tutorials and just seeing what the different makeup artists are doing and just playing with different techniques, because I used to be stuck in my routine and what I used to do and the products that I used, and partly because I just wasn't educating myself. And then once I started educating myself and I saw what the world of makeup was like, that it was evolving to, it was kind of fun. I was having fun, and I can see just in the last 3 to 4 years how my application has changed so much. And I used to be the type of person that I was like, I will never do my eyebrows. I've got thick eyebrows. Okay, so apparently I don't have very much storage space left on my phone. So I'm going to switch over to my tablet to finish recording the video. Okay, so hopefully I don't run out of time. All right, so I think what I was talking about was how I've changed with makeup application over the years, and I've definitely improved and have gotten a lot better, and I've really experimented with product a lot too, so that's been a lot of fun. Once I get my eyebrows done, I'm just trying to find my eyebrow gel. I do have a gel, and I use clear gel because my eyebrows, I'm not one that likes to overly remove hair and then fill it in. I want my eyebrows to be as natural as possible. So I'll trim them up, I'll pluck, clean them up, get them nice and, shaped, but I try to keep as much there as possible for natural. And then I use a clear gel to keep them in place. I do have one of those colored brow gels that I've tried. I got it for free. It was a sample one. And I've tried it before. I just don't like the look. I don't like the way it looks on me. But it, you know, other people can use it, I'm sure, if it works for them. Okay. I don't want to be, like, overly made up for meeting my husband's work people. So I'm not... I was toying around with the idea of a more simple eye look. Just not sure. And the funny thing is I haven't worn makeup in like a month. I've been so lazy when it comes to my makeup. I have not wanted to spend time in the morning to do my makeup. So I have been getting up and kind of like throwing my hair up and, you know, just kind of throwing myself together. I mean, I thought into my outfit, but that's about it. So I really haven't been spending much time on myself in the morning. And it's funny that that happened because I remember before the wedding, because I got married in August, leading up to the wedding, like I was kind of every day, like it was a rare day that I did not do my makeup before I went to work, and I was more stressed and busy during the planning the wedding than I was after the wedding. I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna put some eyeshadow on, and I used a shadow control cream. This was by Beauty Control. I used to sell this before they went out of business. So this isn't even available anymore, but I've had it, and I still use it, and it's gonna take me a while to get through it, so I figure I'd at least use it while I still have it. And I set my primer, my eyeshadow primer, with a eyeshadow that is essentially my same skin color, and I'm using again, this is the from Beauty Control from back before they went out of business. This is the nude eyeshadow palette, and I use the lightest color because it matches my skin tone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna do like a very soft neutral nude eyeshadow look, and I'm just trying to find the brush that I want to use. I think, yeah, see, this is how long I've done it's been since I've done makeup. There's still eyeshadow in my makeup brush from the last time I did a tutorial, which was right before Christmas when I did the or not tutorial, but the makeup video I did for work. Like I was dressing up in the ugly sweater thing, even though I wasn't an ugly sweater. I haven't cleaned my brushes since then. That's the last time I wore makeup. So I need to clean my brushes. All right, I think what I'm gonna do is, all right, dogs are in here and they're driving me crazy. I'm just gonna do a darker shade of nude, a darker shade than what I used before, and then I'm just gonna build up. So this is essentially my base shade, but I'm not gonna go too dark. I'm just gonna get some definition in my eye. And it's funny, my husband was talking to one of his bosses on Friday, and his boss asked him if he watches Game of Thrones, and my husband said, no, but my wife does, and she's very much into it. And then he's like, oh my gosh, she has to come to dinner. So it looks like I'm going to be talking to another Game of Thrones enthusiast, and I am a big-time Game of Thrones enthusiast. I am very much looking forward to the new season coming out. Very sad that it's the last one. It is going to be bittersweet for sure, because I've been following this series as long as it's been out. It's hard to believe it's been that long. But all good things must come to an end. So I'm currently in that rewatch phase. I just started season 2, and it's funny, like, I've been noticing, like, I remember thinking I watched season 1 last week, and Kit Harington, who plays Jon Snow, he looks like such a baby, is such a baby phase. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, he looks so young. I mean, granted, it's only, what, 8 years? Yeah, this year it's been 8 years since it came out, so people change a lot in 8 years, though. So if anybody out there that is watching this, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, put a comment below. Definitely one of my all-time favorite TV shows, for sure. So it's, like I said, it's going to be bittersweet when it ends, because I won't have it to look forward to every year. I was telling my husband the other day, I wonder what book series next HBO is going to turn into an epic TV series. And he looks at me, he goes, did they do another one? I said, yeah, before Game of Thrones it was True Blood. So, and I'm not even get started about True Blood. I started out a huge fan of True Blood. Like, I stumbled upon that series when it was in season 2, and I got caught up watching season 1 and just fell in love with that series. And then when I learned about the book series, that's when I went and started reading the book series. And I finished reading the book series, I don't know, probably about halfway through the TV series. But once we got into season 4 of True Blood, I was just like, what are they doing to this series? And I thought, well, it's not too awful far from the book, so I was like, I'll give them that. You know, it's like with each season, they got further and further away from the series until season 5. I watched season 5, and I was just like, I was appalled. I was disgusted and just upset. Like, they went that far away from the book series. And granted, I know it's something stupid. A lot of people are like, why are you getting so upset about a TV show? And it's just because I don't know, I really enjoyed the book series, and I loved how Charlene Harris wrote the series and wrote the characters and the storyline, the plot line, how everybody interacted. Like, I just loved it so much that seeing it come to life, I was so excited to see that. And then when I saw that it was so far away from what the book series was in season 5, 6, and 7, I was just like, after season 5, I wasn't sure I was going to finish watching the series because I was so upset about it. But I did, just because I wanted to see how they were going to end it. And I got to tell you, I did not like how it ended. I did not like the way it was written. And I haven't watched the series since season 7 aired. And I used to watch it once or twice a year, every year. And I'm so disgusted with how it ended. Like, I have not watched it. I still have the first 4 seasons on DVD, and I would get the new season once it came out. But once season 5 came out on aired, and I was just like, no, I can't. I've not touched it since. And yeah, I think I might end up just getting rid of the DVDs because I haven't watched it since, so why I shouldn't let it just sit and collect dust on my shelf. So anyway, long story short, I get off on my tangents. I'm kind of interested to see what HBO will pick up next, what book series that they'll find and turn into a series, because they seem to like to do that. So yeah, that'll be kind of fun. what I just did is I built up my eyeshadow look, and I ended up doing it a little bit more intense than I had anticipated, but oh well. I get to just, once I get started, sometimes I just can't stop myself. So now I'm just doing a brown eyeliner, and this is also my Beauty Control in espresso, which of course Beauty Control is out of business. And the new company I'm with is Trura Beauty. They just started selling in August a few pieces of color makeup. So they have foundation, they have a powder foundation, some lipstick, a blush or two, 6 lipsticks, and a bronzer. And as time goes on, they're going to be bringing out more. So, and I love the lipsticks. I have not had a chance to try the eyeshadows yet because, quite honestly, I have way too much eyeshadow and I really didn't want to add to the collection. That's the reason why I haven't bought it. But I do like the foundation. I'll wear that powder foundation if I don't want to have if I want to do something quick and light. If I don't want to do a full-on fuller coverage, if I want something a little bit lighter coverage, I'll do the powder foundation. Although that powder foundation does have some nice coverage to it. And then I still have a bronzer from Beauty Control. I bought that before they went out of business. And so I'm still using that. That's why I didn't want to buy a new bronzer. Once this gets old, I'll throw it out. I forget when I bought it. Anyway, I don't even use bronzer all that much. I'll use it a little bit in the winter, depending on the look that I'm going for. But in the winter, I like to look pale because in my mind, you're going to be paler in the winter. I'll use my bronzer more in the summer. Because to me, that's just the way it should be. All right, and then eyeshadow, oh my gosh, mascara. And the mascara, again, this is the Beauty Control mascara. This is the best mascara I've ever found. It's the only mascara I've ever found that actually thickens and lengthens my eyelashes. But because they went out of business and don't make it anymore, because when they went out of business, I bought a few and stocked up, so that's why I still have some. But I'm going to have to find a new eyeshadow. Oh, I keep saying eyeshadow. I'll have to find a new mascara because once this is gone, it's gone. And there's something new that I started using. I can't remember the name of it. The bottle is in the bathroom. But something I've noticed, I've always had long, thick eyelashes for as long as I can remember. I've always had people compliment me on my eyelashes. But over the last few years, I've worn falsies almost daily for a long time. And I think wearing them that frequently damaged the growth of my natural eyelashes because they are not as long and thick as they used to be. And there's a girl that I work with at my day job that her eyelashes are so long. Like every time I would talk to her, I'd just stare at her eyelashes trying to figure out if she was wearing false eyelashes or natural because they're so long. Like, who has lashes that are that long? Like, they seriously look like false eyelashes because they're so incredibly long. And they're just beautiful. So I finally asked her one day, and she's like, oh, I use this stuff that I put on it, and it helps your eyelashes grow. She's like, it's the generic version of Latisse. I was like, oh my gosh, can you hook me up? So she did. She got me hooked up with that stuff, and I apply it once a day. I just started doing it a couple weeks ago, it takes time. It takes about a month or two before you really start to see results. All right, so my phone, my tablet, full up. So I switched to my husband's tablet, and I already finished the look. So what I did is where I stopped was with my eyeshadow. Had done my eyes, mascara, eyeliner. I did put some falsies on just because I really don't like how stunted my eyelashes look right now. And so I put those on, something just to kind of finalize my eyes. I love the way it looks. I put on a contour. Oh my gosh, brain fart completely. So the contour palette I used is from NYX. I found it in the clearance aisle at Ulta, so chances are they don't make it anymore. It doesn't even say what color it is. It just gives a number. HCP S07 it looks. But that's the contour that I used. And I bought a new contour brush. Something like this. This one is from e.l.f. The contouring brush from e.l.f. I love it. Absolutely love it. It really carves out better than the fan brush that I used to use. And then for blush, I used my Beauty Control Rose Bloom blush. Again, I have a lot of this makeup left over from when I was with them, so that's what I use. And then the highlighter that I used, also from Beauty Control. It's a really pretty color, just very kind of goldy, peachy goldy. I put it on right above my cheeks, tip of the nose, right here, Cupid's bow. Sometimes I put it right here, but I didn't to this time just because I didn't. And then, oh, lip. I did a lip color, Beauty Control lip color. I did a coral, like a corally lip gloss, because I'm wearing this scarf that has some coral in it. Love this scarf. It's available on my website. Go check it out. This is a blanket scarf wearing in the traditional handkerchief style. Love it. Been living in my scarves this winter because it's blustery and cold here in Michigan. Anyway, so here's the finished look. I did finish off with, it's behind the tablet here, finish off with my all-nighter finishing spray. Love this stuff. This is the one name brand high-end like makeup product that I will spend the money on because it is totally worth it. And I used to get just the travel size because it was like, I don't know, $15. So it's cheaper, but it's a smaller bottle and doesn't last quite as long. So I was like, forget it. I'm just gonna suck it up. Spend the $36, get the larger bottle. Larger bottle does last a lot longer. But that's the best finishing spray I've been able to find that is actually a good price. I mean, not astronomically expensive. Something that's more than $40, I probably would just forego. But anyway, so here's the finished look. Yeah, so thanks for hanging in with the hiccups on the back and forth because I need to free up space on my tablet and my phone apparently. And I am now working on that to be able to get everything put together and uploaded. So thanks for hanging in and sticking in and watching through the whole thing. And I hope to get a few more done. Thanks for joining, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.